Hola a todos y bienvenidos a Freestyle Language Center. Hey everyone and welcome to Freestyle Language Center. Esta semana vamos a hablar de estimular una alta calidad de vida. So, to boost or promote a high quality of life. ¿Sí? Empezamos. En este video vamos a aprender cómo hablar de mis futuros planes, how to talk about my future plans, describir mi rutina diaria, describe my daily routine y hacer y responder a preguntas sobre los objetivos de vida, to ask and respond to questions about my life goals. ¿Sí? Ok, empezamos. Entonces, que pongan atención en las palabras subrayadas y las palabras en rojo, ¿sí? Pensando en el futuro, right? Thinking about the future. Los eventos inesperados en mi vida pusieron las cosas en perspectiva. The unexpected events in my life put things into perspective. Es hora de hacer un cambio de carrera. It's time to make a career change. Mi trabajo actual ya no me satisface. Quiero alcanzar nuevas alturas. My current job does not satisfy me anymore. I want to reach new heights. Seguiré mi pasión de ser empresaria. ¿Sí? I will follow my passion to be an entrepreneur. Mi hermana y yo seremos socias. Iniciaremos un negocio de pastel de boda. My sister and I will be associates. We will start a business, a wedding cake business. Yo seré la mente empresarial y ella hará los pasteles. I will be the business mind and she will make the cakes. La meta a corto plazo será nada más cumplir nuestros sueños de ser dueñas de una empresa propia. So the short-term goal will be nothing more than to fulfill our dreams of being the owners of our own business. La meta a largo plazo es que venderemos un negocio. The long-term goal is that we will sell the business. Será un reto, pero vale la pena. It'll be a challenge. It will be a challenge, but it's worth it. Y un día me jubilaré y descansaré sin estrés. And one day I will retire and I will rest without stress. Me sentiré realizada y tendré estabilidad económica. I will feel fulfilled and I will have economic stability. Creo que será una época de mi vida muy emocionante, de mucha libertad para gozar de mi buena salud. I think that it will be a very exciting time in my life of a lot of freedom to enjoy my good health. Okay, entonces, ¿qué? So then what? What about all those examples that we saw in red? Well, those we're all talking about something I will do or something you will or someone will do. This is called the simple future. It's used to talk about what one, you guessed it, will do, right? It's an alternative to the more common form that we see that is used to talk about the future, which is using the verb ir, right? For example, voy a comer, I'm going to eat, right? Instead of saying voy a comer, you could also say comeré. Now, as a side note, the future simple is less commonly used to talk about the future than this voy a comer, the near future construction, but it is still used in colloquial everyday speech. So it's important to know. Now we know when to use it. Let's talk about how to use it, how to conjugate in the simple future. What you need to know is, first of all, we tack on our endings directly onto the infinitive. So before we were changing the infinitive, but now we just add the ending right on there, right? So for example, here we have the verb hablar, and we'll put our endings right on the end of the verb. So it becomes hablaré, hablarás, hablará, hablaremos, hablarán, right? And the same pattern follows for all the verbs, right? AR, ER, or IR, meaning that we even use those same endings for all three verb classes, right? AR, ER, or IR verbs. We just tack it, all the same endings onto the end, okay? Now, there is a handful of irregular verbs which take an irregular stem, but still take all those same endings, right? So let's take a look. This is the verb poner, to put. If I want to say, I will put, I'm going to take this irregular stem and tack on those endings that we saw on the previous slide. So it's yo pondré, tú pondrás, él, ella, usted pondrá, nosotros pondremos, ellos, ellas, ustedes pondrán. ¿Sí? Ok, muy bien. Entonces, inténtalo. Pause it here and translate these sentences into español. ¿Sí? Okay, let's check. So, I will enjoy each day of my retirement. Yo disfrutaré cada día de mi jubilación. My husband and I will buy a house on the beach. Mi esposo y yo compraremos una casa en la playa. My colleagues will make a career change. Mis colegas harán un cambio de carrera. Muy bien. Okay, ahora, so now, que pongan atención en las palabras subrayadas y las palabras en rojo y azul, ¿sí? Muy bien, el día a día. Durante la semana me despierto a las 6 en punto. Me despierto. So during the week, I wake myself up at 6 on the dot. Mi compañero de cuarto, Diego, se levanta alrededor de las 8. Él es pájaro nocturno. My roommate, Diego, gets himself up, sí, piénsalo, around 8 o'clock. He is a night owl. Me lavo los dientes y me pongo ropa deportiva. I brush my own teeth, right? And I put workout clothes or sporting athletic apparel on myself, right? Piénsalo. Últimamente mi compañero y yo estamos intentando dedicar más tiempo al cuidado personal. Lately, my roommate and I are trying to dedicate more time to self-care. Es importante tomar medidas para cuidarse y disminuir el estrés en la vida cotidiana. It's important to take measures to care for yourself and decrease stress in daily life. 3 veces a la semana hago deportes. Hago deportes antes de empezar mi día. 3 times a week, I practice sports, or I work out, in other words, before starting my day. Practice sports. Diego practica el tai chi. Dice que tiene efectos benéficos en la presión arterial y en el sistema inmune. Diego practices Tai Chi. He says that it has beneficial effects on blood pressure and on the immune system. Tomo mi tiempo para alistarme. Me ducho por 20 minutos. Es el tiempo para mí misma, right? I take my time to get myself ready. I shower myself, or I shower, right, for 20 minutes. It is my time to myself, or my me time. ¿No crees que es rico bañarte por un buen rato? Don't you think that it's nice to shower yourself or bathe yourself for a good while? Tengo que salir a las 8:30 para coger el autobús. I have to leave at 8:30 to catch the bus. A veces, para variar mi rutina diaria, llego a mi trabajo a pie. Sometimes, to change up my daily routine, I go to work on foot, or I arrive to work on foot. Okay. Después del trabajo, Diego y yo siempre nos sentamos en el patio. Nos sentamos, tomamos el sol y respiramos aire fresco. So after work, Diego and I sit ourselves on the patio. We seat ourselves on the patio. We take in the sun, or sunbathe, in other words, y respiramos aire fresco, and we breathe fresh air. Por las noches, él designa por lo menos 30 minutos para su yoga. Él se estira y medita. At night, he designates 30 minutes for his yoga. He stretches himself, in other words, and he meditates. Finalmente, me acuesto alrededor de las 10 y me duermo. Finally, I lay myself down at around 10 o'clock and I fall asleep, right? I put myself to sleep. Entonces, ¿qué? So what, right? We had two different things we're trying to look at. So let's break it down and look at them side to side. Aquí en azul, right? Practica Tai Chi. Tomamos el sol. Designa 30 minutos, right? We're doing something to something else, right? And then here, aquí en rojo, él se estira. Yo me despierto. Yo me ducho, right? Now we're doing things to ourselves. And that, when you do something to yourself, that is called a reflexive verb. Normally, so let's take a little bit deeper of a look here. So let's look at the blue ones again. Él designa 30 minutos. Who is the doer? Él, Diego, right? Him, Diego, that's who's doing it. Who's the receiver? 30 minutes, right? So as I was about to say, when we think of sentences, a lot of the times we think of the doer, and then an action, and then an object, something receiving the action of that verb. So he designates 30 minutes. 30 minutes is what's receiving the action of designate, right? So the doer is Diego, and the receiver's 30 minutes. Now, when I say me ducho, I am the doer, yo. And who am I doing it to? Myself. And that is a reflexive verb, right? When you do something to yourself, the doer and the receiver is one and the same. And as you can see, when it is reflexive, we have a little something extra right here, right? So let's look at this verb, lavarse. Lavar, you can lavar un carro, you can wash a car, but you can also lavarse, right? You can also wash yourself, lavarse a sí mismo, right? Yo me lavo la cara. I wash my face, right? I'm doing the action of washing and receiving it. So when we do that, we have these right here in the second column, reflexive pronouns. And that right there is what is telling us that that action is being done reflexively to oneself, right? This is absolutely required to give us that information that something is being done reflexively. These subject pronouns over here, these are optional and used for I would say, emphasis or clarification. But these we cannot leave out. Otherwise, it means something a little bit different, right? So I wash myself, me lavo, or yo me lavo. You wash yourself, te lavas. He or she or usted washes themselves, se lava. We wash ourselves. Nos lavamos. They, ellos, ellas, ustedes, they or you all wash yourselves. Se lavan. ¿Sí? Muy bien. Y aquí hay una lista de verbos comunes que se puede usar reflexivamente. So these are very common verbs that we see used reflexively. Y son verbos de la rutina diaria. These are verbs that we use to talk about our daily routine. Porque hace o practicamos mucho el higiene en la rutina diaria. We practice our hygiene, right? We're doing our hygiene when we're getting ourselves ready. So I would pause it here, take a look at these, and maybe make a few flashcards. There are a couple things I want to point out. First of all, despertarse and levantarse are both used to say get up in the morning, right? Levantarse, though, could not only means to wake up, but it also means just to get up. So to get up from the sofa, levantarse del sofá, right? That is one thing. And then we could say over here, afeitarse and depilarse. Típicamente, los hombres se afeitan, right? So men se afeitan. Afeitarse is typically to shave your face. Depilarse is to shave a different part of your body. So las mujeres típicamente se depilan, right? So just if you want to remember it that way, you can, right? To shave your legs, for example. Here, ponerse means to put on. So you can, me pongo la ropa, right? I put clothes on, or me pongo los zapatos, right? Either way. Same thing with quitarse. You have to quitarse algo. Quitarse la ropa. Quitarse los zapatos, right? Take off your clothes. Take off your shoes. ¿Sí? Muy bien. And one last pointer. Whenever you do something to yourself, let's take this for example, cepillarse, to brush, like to brush one's teeth. You say, me cepillo los dientes, right? It's tempting to say, me cepillo mis dientes, but the fact that they're mis dientes, my teeth, is already implied by the fact that I'm doing it reciprocally. ¿Sí? Me cepillo los dientes. Okay? Okay, inténtalo tú. So your turn now. Que traduzcan estas frases al español. Vamos a repasar. I put on comfortable clothes to meditate. Me pongo ropa cómoda para meditar. My mom drinks green tea in the mornings. Mi mamá toma té verde por la mañana. Notice that one's not reflexive. Why? Because she's not doing it to herself. ¿Sí? Muy bien. Do you wash your face with a special soap? Think about it. Is it reflexive? Sí. ¿Te lavas la cara con un jabón especial? Do you wash your own face with special soap? Okay, muy bien. Okay, ahora la misma cosa, que pongan atención. Pregúntame sobre mis metas. Ask me about my goals. ¿Por qué esperar hasta mañana para lograr algo que mi corazón desea hoy? Why wait until tomorrow to achieve something my heart desires today? ¿Qué quieres hacer? What do you want to do? Voy a inscribirme en las clases ahora mismo. I'm going to enroll myself in classes right this minute. ¿Cuál es tu meta? What is your goal? Quiero hacerme abogada y luchar por los derechos de los inmigrantes en regiones empobrecidas. I want to become a lawyer and fight for the rights of immigrants in impoverished areas. ¿Dónde viene esa idea? Nunca sabía de estas metas tuyas. From where did these goals come from? I never knew about. Oh, I'm sorry. ¿De dónde viene esa idea? Where did that idea come from? I never knew about these goals of yours. Siempre he pensado en perseguir mis ambiciones de ser abogada, pero ahora tengo el coraje y ánimo. So I've always thought about following my ambitions of being a lawyer, but now I have the courage and the enthusiasm, right? ¿Cómo cambiaste tu mente así de repente? ¿Cómo? Parece una gran decisión. How did you change your mind all of a sudden? It seems like a big decision. Hablé con mis papás y me dieron su apoyo. I talked to my parents and they gave me their support. ¿Cuándo les hablaste? ¿Qué palabras mágicas te dijeron? When did you talk to them? What magic words did they say to you? Anoche me dijeron que el éxito solo se gana si se atreve a fracasar. Last night, they told me that success is only earned if you dare to fail. Qué palabras inspiradoras. What inspiring words, ¿verdad? Me dio mucho entusiasmo para alcanzar mis sueños. It gave me a lot of enthusiasm to reach for my dreams. Entonces, ¿qué? So what? Las palabras rojas, the red words, the words in red, I should say, were all question words. In English, these are WH words, are who, what, when, where, why, how, right? So I would pause it here and take some notes, maybe some flashcards. And the main thing I want to point out here is these first four, they all mean what? So how do I know which one to use? Well, ¿cómo? Only means what whenever you're asking for clarification, like you didn't hear someone or you didn't understand. So someone talks really fast and you say, ¿cómo? What? Right? And then what about qué and cuál? Well, no se preocupen, don't worry, I got you covered. ¿Qué versus cuál? So vamos a empezar con qué. Let's start with qué. ¿Qué is used for definitions, right? ¿Qué es un sacapuntas? ¿Qué hace un entomólogo? What is a sacapuntas, a pencil sharpener? What does an entomologist do? And ¿qué is also used before nouns? ¿Qué instrumento tocas? What instrument do you play? ¿Qué casa prefieres? What house do you prefer, right? Now let's move to cuál. Cuál is used before ser, el verbo ser, when not seeking a definition, right? So, ¿cuál es tu nombre? What is your name? ¿Cuál es tu dirección? What is your address? Right? Y por último, ¿cuál is used to make a choice? In this case, it's more like which, right? ¿Cuál bicicleta es tuya? Which bicycle is yours? Sorry. ¿Cuál te gusta más? Which do you like more? ¿Sí? Ok, entonces inténtalo, que traduzcan estas frases a español. Ok, vamos a repasar. How do you plan to achieve your goals? ¿Cómo planeas lograr tus metas? Why do you want to change your career? ¿Por qué quieres cambiar tu carrera? And what is your dream job? Think about it. Which one is it? ¿Cuál es el trabajo de tus sueños, right? What is, and it's not used seeking a definition, so it's going to be cuál, right? Okay, muy bien. Entonces, after engaging in our dialogue video, flashcards, and activities, do not forget to put all those new skills to work with our exercise 2, el mini mission, ¿verdad? Designed for your interactive practice. So, que pongan las respuestas en los comentarios abajo, right? So put your answers in the comments below. Below the exercise, that is. Y en el Padlet, cuéntanos, ¿qué harás en el futuro? ¿Y cómo serás? What will you do in the future? And how will you be? What kind of a person will you be? Okay? Es todo. Nos vemos y gracias.